Hello everybody. If you want all the story's content in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 939, The Salt Carver, Advanced. On a windswept peninsula along the Atlantic coastline, salt pans stretch like vast white mirrors under a pale sky. For 3 decades, Arthur had worked these shallow concrete basins, harvesting the coarse crystals left behind as seawater evaporated in the summer heat. While most gatherers simply bagged their yield for cold storage or culinary supply, Arthur spent his evening shaping large blocks of raw salt into intricate geometric sculptures. His workshop was an open wooden shed that caught every sea breeze. Inside, dozens of pale fingers stood on long trestle tables. Some resembled sharp mountain peaks, while others mimicked the fluid spirals of seashell interiors. The material was treacherous to work with. A single hasty stroke of the chisel could shatter an entire week of progress into useless dust. Moisture was an equally ruthless enemy, capable of blunting crisp edges overnight if humidity rose too high. One humid Tuesday in late August, an art dealer from London arrived unannounced at the edge of the salt pans. She walked carefully along the narrow earth dikes, her leather shoes dusting over with fine white powder. She explained that a prestigious gallery wanted to display 10 of Arthur's largest pieces in an upcoming autumn exhibition. The fee she offered was substantial, enough to secure Arthur a comfortable retirement. Arthur listened quietly, leaning on his wooden rake as gulls circled overhead. He agreed to the proposal, but warned the dealer that moving the sculptures carried immense risk. Salt was never meant to endure long journeys or artificial indoor climates. The dealer smiled confidently, assuring him that climate-controlled transport vehicles and specialized crates would protect every surface during transit. 2 weeks later, heavy rain clouds gathered over the coast earlier than expected. Humidity surged and the thick fog rolled in off the ocean, saturating the air with moisture. Arthur retreated to his shed and watched helplessly as dampness began to settle on his work. The sharp facets of his sculptures began to glisten, soften, and slowly round off. By the time the transport van arrived the following morning, the sharp geometric angles had melted into smooth, indistinct mounds. Instead of feeling dismayed, Arthur felt a profound sense of relief. He informed the anxious dealer that the exhibition could not proceed. As the van drove away empty, Arthur picked up his rake and walked back out to the basins under the clearing sky. He understood that his art belonged entirely to the coast, defined not by its permanence, but by its willingness to dissolve back into the landscape that created it. If you learned a new word today, please make sure to subscribe so you can practice again next time. Vocabulary notes. Peninsula, noun. Definition: a piece of land almost surrounded by water or projecting far out into a body of water. Context in story: on a windswept peninsula along the Atlantic coastline, salt pans stretch like vast white mirrors under a pale sky. Example sentence: the coastal road runs along the narrow peninsula, offering views of the ocean on both sides. Similar words: promontory, headland, cape, spit. Intricate, adjective. Definition: very complicated, detailed, or detailed in design and structure. Context in story: Arthur spent his evening shaping large blocks of raw salt into intricate geometric sculptures. Example sentence: the cathedral ceiling was decorated with intricate patterns carved into the ancient stone. Similar words: complex, elaborate, detailed, convoluted. Treacherous, adjective. Definition: presenting hidden or unpredictable dangers, hazardous or unreliable. Context in story. The material was treacherous to work with. A single hasty stroke of the chisel could shatter an entire week of progress into useless dust. Example sentence. Navigating the rocky mountain path in heavy fog proved to be extremely treacherous. Similar words: perilous, hazardous, precarious, risky. Saturate, verb. Definition: to cause something to become thoroughly soaked or filled with moisture until no more can be absorbed. Context in story. Humidity surged and thick fog rolled in off the ocean, saturating the air with moisture. Example sentence. A sudden thunderstorm managed to saturate our coats before we reached the shelter. Similar words: drench, soak, steep, imbue. Permanence, noun. Definition: the state or quality of lasting or remaining unchanged indefinitely. Context in story. He understood that his art belonged entirely to the coast, defined not by its permanence, but by its willingness to dissolve back into the landscape. Example sentence. The artist preferred creating temporary sand structures rather than seeking the permanence of bronze or marble. Similar words: durability, endurance, stability, continuance. Story and image generated by Gemini. Animation generated by Clipbee. To read, listen, see all the story's content in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. CC Music, drifting at 432 Hz, Unicorn Heads.